the mind control freaks. 4 master manipulators, each with their own method of controlling other people.
Asleep.
That one.
Excellent.
You're aware of the risk.
You might think you're in charge of your own actions. The mind control freaks will make you think again.
Amazing.
No, it ain't right.
I'm totally baffled.
Welcome. Are you feeling calm, relaxed, at ease? Let's see what we can do about that. On today's show, Liv and Lewis take away these job seekers' ability to lie with explosive results.
Why would you want me to be your boss?
Your eyes make me feel good.
Oh, you're an attractive woman. I'm a red-blooded male, so...
Pete's cry for help goes unnoticed when he investigates the bystander effect.
Anyone help? No!
And Alex proves that when it comes to personality tests, we only hear what we want to hear.
There are certain things that you're not comfortable with sharing.
That's real.
Think back to when you were a child and you were encouraged to always tell the truth, and how you struggled because lying is often so very useful. That's because, as Liv and Lewis will now demonstrate, the truth is rarely pure, never simple, and often hurts.
I've invited some unsuspecting candidates to take part in a new TV show where they think they'll be helping to road test new recruitment techniques. We all have a natural tendency to paint ourselves in the best possible light and bend the truth in our favor. But what these guys don't know is that I have a way of cutting through the BS and finding out what they're really thinking. I really value honesty in people. And when I interview the guys, I'm going to make sure I get it. How? Well, it's easy when you've got a Lewis.
Nice to meet you all. Okay, all of you look at me.
Our interviewees have been told that Lewis is an anxiety counsellor, but what he's actually doing is putting them into a suggestive state and taking away their ability to lie by telling them that they simply cannot do it.
When you meet Liv and she begins to interview you, every question she asks you, you will answer with 100% truth, no matter how strange or silly it may seem. Nod your head if you understand me.
This should be interesting. Hi, Mark. Please take a seat.
Hello.
Hi, Howard.
You're right.
Please take a seat. Okay, so tell me, Howard, why would you want me to be your boss?
Because, first of all, I think you're hot.
You think I'm hot?
I think you're hot.
Are you flirting with me now?
Oh, you're an attractive woman. I'm a red-blooded male, so it's natural for me.
So how would you anticipate our working relationship to be?
Friendly?
But strictly professional?
Oh, of course, yeah. Unless you want something else. No? Extracurricular?
Extracurricular?
Your eyes make me feel good.
Really?
Yeah.
You're normally this forward with people that you meet, particularly women?
If they take my fancy. So, you know, you've really done well.
So, Howard, we're going to do a role play. I want you to imagine that you are a sales assistant in a shop and a lady's come in and tried on an outfit and she's come out of the changing room. And I want you to let her know what you think.
Yeah.
Howard, this is Lola.
Hello.
Hello, Lola.
Hello.
Hi. So, what do you think?
You might need an iron for those legs.
An iron?
You know, an iron to make things not wrinkled.
What do you think about the skirt? Do you think it's suitable for a lady of Lola's age?
Not really.
No, why's that?
Because you're old and you should be dressing
How old do you think I am?
between 50 and 65.
But Mark, you were saying earlier that sometimes you like to flirt with female colleagues. Would you flirt with Lola?
Oh, would yes.
Made sure wasn't kind. Are you human? I can't help but feel I was a bit unkind to that thing. I think really all she needs is a personal trainer, yeah? Really, an intense personal trainer.
Our actress Lola and I have just endured 2 hours of the horrible, unvarnished truth. And it wasn't pretty.
Are you human?
If we all told the truth all the time, society would break down within hours. Instinctively, we all know this, which is why it's such a difficult impulse to overcome. Our men were specially selected from dozens of people because they showed the most susceptibility to suggestion. This allowed them to overcome their deep-seated instinct to tell lies rather than offend people in certain social situations. By the age of 2, very few children can lie. But by the time they're 3, it's 50%. And by the time they're 4, it's over 90%. In fact, being able to lie is a key developmental indicator as it shows we understand the effect of our actions and the way that other people think.
I normally filter what I'm saying. I normally think about it.
I didn't think about anything like what are the consequences of saying this.
I actually tried to lie, but I couldn't.
When Lewis put them back into their normal state, they immediately realized just how much of a social taboo telling the truth can be.
Feeling a bit ashamed about how I went in there and spoke to her.
I was thinking in everyday life I would get punched for this, but for some reason I kept on doing it.
So it says here you've only drunk on special occasions. Is that completely true?
I don't know, I get drunk so sometimes I can't remember. It's all a blur really, I guess. I don't know. I just end up drinking enough to where I don't remember maybe a week or a month.
So you drink a lot?
Yeah, every day's a special occasion.
So remember, there are times in life when honesty isn't always the best policy.
My hustler Pete is about to demonstrate that while we like to think the world is full of good Samaritans, it seems that it's actually full of disinterested bystanders.
The golden rule in the big city is mind your own business. But keeping yourself to yourself can slip easily into turning a blind eye. And when people do that, bad things can happen in broad daylight. You might think that you'd step in if someone asked you to help, and that's great. But the way you think you'd behave and the way you would actually behave are very different. I park my car on an ordinary London street, and I'm going to be standing nearby. Now, it's not going to be clear whether the car belongs to me or to somebody else. When people walk past, they're going to hear a strange noise, and they're not going to know whether it's a problem I'm already dealing with or whether it's something they should look into. We've rigged the trunk of this car to blare out the noise of a barking dog. It's definitely clearly audible, and our hidden cameras will pick up anyone who stops to investigate. I think the most concerned citizen we've had so far has been the grey dog. In around half an hour, over 100 people walk past the car without checking out the noise coming from the trunk. So it's time to ramp it up a bit and try a sound that human beings have actually evolved to respond to. The cries of a baby. It's quite difficult standing here actually listening to it myself. It really is heartbreaking. This time, 50 people passed by without stopping in half an hour.
I guess I just didn't want to be like a weird person. Like no one else seems to be alarmed, so that's kind of why I didn't stop.
I think people do rely on other people to think, oh, that's someone else's business. I don't need to sort that out. Someone else will deal with it.
I was in my own world. Probably all humans are like that.
I thought it was a baby crying, and then we really wanted a coffee. So we just walked.
In fact, only 3 people stopped to investigate in the entire 40 minutes we ran this part of the experiment.
But there was more people walking past, just not even stopping to look. I don't understand the mentality of if someone hears a baby, because it was distressing.
That would make me question us as a society, really. Why are we so scared to step in?
So I tried it with a baby in the trunk of a car, and I can't believe how many people walk past with only a few people stopping. So I'd like to try something a little bit different. Let's see how it goes with me in the back. Hello? Hello? Can anyone help me? Hello? Hello, help? Anybody? Hello? Hello? Can anyone help?
I could hear someone in the boot. So then I just carried on walking.
Hello? Is anyone there? Hello? Is anyone there? Is anybody there? Is anyone there?
Someone's in here.
Hello?
Sakes, what on earth is going on?
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Look after yourself.
Thank you.
Being in a big city, I think it's definitely part of human nature not wanting to get involved.
This tendency to walk on by because you think someone else is dealing with the problem, or you're simply not interested, is known as the bystander effect. But luckily, not everyone suffers from it.
It just depends on whether you can forgive yourself afterwards for not stepping in.
Think of yourself as an upstanding citizen, bursting at the seams with moral fiber. Imagine a deserted street. No CCTV cameras, no one around. You find some cash on the floor. What would you do? Pick it up? No one's watching, and no one will know. Now, imagine for a second, nothing about the scene changes. Except on the wall by the cash, there's a giant poster of my eyes. Would it make you hesitate? Reconsider? Seeing an image of eyes makes people feel judged. In cities where this experimental technique has been applied, bicycle thefts have fallen by as much as 60%. So you see, even when I'm not there, I always have my eye on you. You're watching the mind control freaks. So you think you stand out from the crowd. Alex is in New York to prove that people who think they're the most unique of individuals can recognize themselves in the most generic of descriptions.
Horoscopes, psychics, fortune tellers, handwriting analysis, these are all methods people use to find out more about themselves and their future. I want to explore exactly why and how these methods work and why they still persist to this very day.
I've asked a randomly selected group of volunteers to join me in testing a new technology that claims to use DNA analysis to supposedly reveal the details of someone's personality.
Good evening, everyone. You're probably all familiar with DNA testing. DNA is able to give us a lot of information about our physical being. DNA is also being used to place criminals in scenes of a crime. But recently, we have found out that DNA can also give us clues to our personality. Now, DNA is unique to each and every person. By using these new algorithms and these new computer software, we are able to finally pick down the personality traits of each individual. We're all different, and now we're going to get to find out why.
Exciting.
Yeah.
So in order to do that, I need a DNA sample from each and every one of you. Just put it at the inside of your mouth, give it a swipe. There we go. Okay. So what we're going to do now is we're going to get these DNA samples down at the lab. We're going to feed them into a computer, and that computer will give us information about your individual personalities. It's very important to remember, we've never met before, and I haven't spent any time with you.
Everyone likes to think of themselves as complex, unique individuals. And my New York group are certainly no different.
We all share the same DNA, almost 99.9%, because everyone has the same DNA. So, but I think I am that 1% special.
I do see myself as separate from the world. I see myself as unique and have talents that other people don't have.
I'm one of the different types of people that tend to follow my own path.
I'm just special.
So these are test results, which I'm going to read out to everybody in a minute, individually, because they're private. Of course, what they don't know is that they're also all identical. We all want to think that we're individuals, we're special, we're different to everybody else.
We're all so convinced of our own uniqueness that when we hear something generic that could apply to anyone, we think it applies only to ourselves.
Hi, Mariana. There's a few things that came up here which I want to run past you.
Yeah, okay.
Just so you tell me, you know what, that's just totally not true, or yeah, that applies. Okay. You like to be the life and soul of the party, but at times you can also be very detached, and you prefer to sort of be a little bit by yourself and have some me time, some alone time.
That is true.
That is true? That sounds about accurate for you?
That is true, yes, absolutely.
Okay. It says that you can keep others at a distance in order to protect yourself. And people have disappointed you in the past, and there are certain things that you're not comfortable with sharing.
Yeah, those are all true.
All true?
Three of them are
all
true.
Three things?
Oh, yeah.
That's close enough to be freaky.
So I'm going to let you read it, okay?
I am a contradiction. The first line says, you are full of contradictions.
See, I would never say that of myself. But anyway, okay.
That's why the top of the paper says my name and not yours.
No, that's amazing.
That's true.
Yeah, this is me, all right.
I could, after every couple words, say, yep, facts, yes.
Pretty accurate so far.
Stop looking into my soul.
Percentage-wise, how would you rate this reading?
98%.
98%. Wow.
99.9.
I'm going to say 100.
Okay.
100%.
You would
There's nothing on there that isn't true about me.
Okay. Individual to you.
Individual. It's I'm reading about myself.
All this from DNA.
Yes.
That's amazing.
The DNA personality reports are all rated as highly accurate. Although one person did smell a tiny rat.
So
The language is a little loose and open, like horoscopes kind of are in general, but I think it's doing pretty good.
But even though she'd spotted something fishy, Laurie still got swept up in our illusion.
What would you give this?
About an 85.
85.
I hardly know how to break it to them, but it's time to reveal the horrible truth.
Guys, thank you for taking part. From what I can tell, we did pretty well. We scored quite high. So before I tell you one more piece of information, it'd be nice, I think, for some of you to hear bits of what other people got. So I'm going to ask each and every one of you to read a small fragment of what you've got in front of you. So,
You are full of contradictions. Sometimes you appear very sociable and the life and soul of the party. But at other times, you can be detached and unengaged in what's going on around you and prefer your own company. And I think I know why this one's laughing.
okay. Joe, do you want to carry on from there?
You keep others at a distance to protect yourself. As people have disappointed you in the past, and there are certain things you are not comfortable with sharing, but once again, you let someone...
All right. Does it sound familiar?
Oh, yeah.
Little bit.
I knew it. Everybody's gonna have the same.
Okay.
I wanted to believe that they were true because it felt good to believe. You know?
I mean, because we all felt that it was about us, and it was, but it was also about everyone.
These techniques have been used by fraudsters, by horoscopes,
fortune tellers, yes.
Fortune tellers, psychics, and people get taken in very, very quickly. The truth is that as individual as we all think we are,
we're the same.
We're the same.
All my life, I would say I'm not dating a Taurus. That's it. If I see a Taurus, I'll go on the other side of the street. And now it shows how silly this whole thing is.
Okay, you changed my life. Thank you so much.
Alex has just demonstrated the Barnum effect, named after the famous showman P.T. Barnum, who declared, "We've got something for everyone." But there's another saying attributed to Barnum that is perhaps more apt when it comes to readings of this kind. There's a sucker born every minute. That's everything from the mind control freaks. It is said that human beings cannot bear very much reality. But if you think you can, see you next time.